Maya was making tea when the doorbell rang twice.
Fast.
The way it only did when her father was impatient. She wiped her hands on a towel and opened the door. He was standing on the porch, a folded piece of paper in one hand. Beside him stood her younger sister, arms crossed, looking like she would rather be anywhere else. "This is what you make now?" Rakesh asked. He held the paper up before she had even said hello. Maya glanced at it. A printed page from some salary aggregator website. A number circled in blue pen. The job title matching hers. Almost exactly. Almost. "Can I see that?" she asked. She stepped back to let them in. Because whatever this was, it was not a conversation for the porch. Her father sat at the kitchen table without being invited to, which told her more than anything he had said so far. Tara hovered near the doorway. Not sitting. Not leaving. Arms still crossed. Like she was trying to take up less space than she actually occupied. "I looked it up," Rakesh said. "Software engineers. Your title. This is the number. This is not a small number, Maya." She read it properly this time. The figure was accurate for the role. It was also from a city 3 times the cost of living of the one she lived in. A detail her father had no way of knowing. And no particular reason to check. "Dad, where did you find this?" "Online." "It's a real report," he insisted. "Real number." "It's real," she agreed. "It's just not my number." He did not seem to hear that part. Or did not want to. He kept talking. The way people do when they have rehearsed something in the car. And need to get through all of it before the nerve runs out. The shop had lost another 2 accounts last month. The lease was up for renewal at a rate he could not currently justify. Tara's last semester had not worked out. There was talk of trying again somewhere cheaper. If cheaper could be found. "You have this," he said, tapping the paper. "We have this. I am not asking for a gift. I am asking for your share." The word landed strangely. Share implied something already divided. Something already agreed upon. Maya had never agreed to anything like that. Not out loud. Not in any conversation she could remember. She looked at her sister, still standing by the door.
"Tara."
"Did you know he was going to say all this?" Tara hesitated long enough that the answer was obvious before she said it. "Sort of. He asked me to come. I didn't really know how to say no." "You could have," Maya said gently. Not as an accusation. "Could I?" Tara asked. For a second, the question hung there. Honest in a way nobody in the room seemed prepared for. Maya turned back to her father. She could have argued about the number first. Could have simply said the report was wrong and left it there. Instead, she asked the question underneath the question. "How bad is the shop actually?" Rakesh's jaw tightened. He was not a man who liked saying things like this out loud. Not to his children. Not to anyone. But something in the way she asked, calm instead of combative, seemed to loosen something in him.
6 months, he said.
"Maybe less if the lease goes up." "And you thought if I gave you money based on that number?" She nodded at the paper. "It would be enough to fix some of that." He did not answer, which was its own kind of answer. Maya sat down across from him. She did not reach for her phone to show him her actual pay stub. Not yet. Instead, she asked him to walk her through the shop's numbers. The way he understood them. What was coming in. What was going out. What the lease renewal actually looked like on paper. He resisted at first. The way people resist showing their real numbers to anyone. Even family. But slowly he talked. And as he talked, Maya realized the shop's problem was not a single missing lump sum. It was a structural issue that had been building for years. The kind that needed a plan. Not a transfer. "I'm not going to hand you money based on a website," she finally said. "But I will sit down with you this week and go through the real numbers. What is actually solvable? What isn't? What options exist that are not just me writing a check based on a stranger's salary report?" Rakesh looked at the paper in his hand, like he was seeing it differently now. Not as evidence, but as a guess he had let himself believe too quickly. Tara finally sat down. The tension in her shoulders eased slightly. Later, as their father gathered his things to leave, she caught Maya in the hallway. "Thanks for not making this my fault," she said quietly. "I really did not want to be the reason you two fought." You are not the reason, Maya said. You were just standing where he put you. Nothing was solved that afternoon. Not really. The shop was still 6 months from trouble. The lease still due. The number on the paper still wrong. But for the first time in longer than Maya could remember, her father had said something true. Instead of something he thought would work. And that, more than any transfer of money, felt like the actual beginning of a fix. Moral verse.